Hello, everybody. Good to see you today. There was a time in my life that I was pretty unrecognizable. I was saying things in response to when people asked me questions. It was inappropriate, and that's not like me to respond the way I did and the words I chose to speak. Even my husband said, "Wow, Lisa, I heard what you said to that girl when she said something, and that's not like you." And there was another time when I drove my white minivan and I turned and I came home and I parked it into my garage. And as I turned, the right side of the minivan I left a mark as I turned and just slid and screeched against the wood of the garage and left this big, huge line, a mark across my minivan. And so basically I was not paying attention. And my mind was very foggy. And at that time, I was just very delirious. Even at work, I couldn't focus too clearly. And being a hairstylist, I need to be there mentally focused, doing hair and the requests of the clients and just having conversations with them. So this happened after I had Jordan. He was about 2 years old. And I was previously like a pink Energizer bunny rabbit. And I prided myself in being a multitasker and being a type A personality, getting a lot of things done. At that time, I was able to, work as a stylist, busy stylist, and clean the house, go to the market, laundry, ministry, cook dinner, do the kids, help with the kids' things, and so many numerous other things that I was just jumbling it all in our everyday life, which I'm sure all of you do. That's your normal everyday life. But at that time, what weakened me, I noticed, is because I was nursing my son, Jordan, up until 2 years old. And I chose to do that. And he woke up in the middle of the night at least maybe 3 times. And I'm the kind of person who needs a good at least 8 hours sleep so I can function well the next day. But having this happen to me over 2 years repeatedly of having deprived sleep, it took a toll on me. And it was hard for me to function. And I just craved to have just one good night's sleep after 2 years when Jordan was 2 years old. So I finally read this one article and I realized that is the symptom I had. It was called a chronic stress syndrome. And it had all the symptoms that explained what I had. And I realized, my goodness, I am so beyond depleted to the max, drained, running on empty. And I just wanted some rest. And there was no humanly way possible to keep up and do well, to give my all to the people at work, my customers, at home, to my children, my husband, to the community, to everybody else that needed me, with the many hats that I put on as a mom and as a worker and so many other things. But at that time, I learned to say, for the very first time ever in my life, because I am a people pleaser type of person, and it was very hard to decline or say no to people. But at that time, it forced me to say no. And that was so liberating, and it was so good and healthy for me. And at that time, I remember at the crucial point when someone asked me to watch their baby maybe once or twice a week. And I thought to myself, there's no humanly way possible I can be responsible to take care of another baby. So I just said kindly, "I'm sorry, no, I'm not able to watch your baby." And that was literally the first time I ever said no. And even in the Bible, in Matthew, it says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. And that's it. You don't even have to give any explanation to people. But it says in Psalms that God refreshes our souls so many times, numerous times in Psalms. God refreshes our soul when we're tired and weary and heavy laden. Go to God for rest. Cast your cares upon Him. And it's time, I think, for all of us, just to be mindful, to take care of ourselves, prioritize ourselves, because we need to be good for ourselves and for everybody else. And there's no way, right, that we can humanly do that if we're not good and we're running on empty. So I just encourage all of you, and I keep reminding myself, to guard and protect my energy, because I've learned to do that. My energy is so important to me, because I've lost it 3 times in my life. That time after having Jordan with the chronic stress syndrome, and I had my bicycle accident over 8 years ago, which left me a post-concussion syndrome for about 10 months. I was challenged with all my cognitive skills, and I had no strength or energy to smile, to do house chores, to do hair. I would have to rest in between clients, sit in my car. I was drained. And it was just an unusual feeling for me because I've always was like a superhuman being. I had a lot of natural energy. And then after that, I found out later that I was anemic and had low in iron, and that drained the heck out of me also. So what I've learned to do is really pay attention and really guard my energy level, and where I pick and choose where I'm going to say yes to certain people. Yes, I can attend that and I can do that. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm not able to go to that function or help out with that or do that project or anything towards that manner. Just so I've learned about myself and how much I can take. So I just encourage you, some of us, we can tolerate a lot and we can handle a lot on our plate, and that's awesome. That's so wonderful. But some of us, maybe we are not able to do as much, and we do need our rest, and we need to treasure our rest and really prioritize and value ourselves. Because again, we're not good for nobody else. It's like if you're riding an airplane, we don't have that oxygen mask on ourselves and breathe. First, how are we going to able to give that oxygen mask to our children or to anybody else? We have to take care of ourselves. We're that worth it, and we're that special, and nobody else. We should not give the power, I think, to anybody else to have control over us and our well-being. So I just encourage all of us to re-energize our mind, recharge our batteries, our mind, our heart, our soul, our spirit. Take that time, take that walk, take that bubble bath, take that time, anything that you can do to just recharge yourself and relax so that we are able to live this wonderful, beautiful, abundant life God's given to us with all clarity, with all peace, with all joy, rather than just giving a portion of ourselves to everyone and to everywhere. And let's just be mindful always to every day, just to give that few minutes, taking care of yourself, whatever you need, and just take on the day and allow God His supernatural strength and energy to allow His power to come upon you also, and you will be amazed with God's supernatural energy. I've done that many times when I drove to work. I remember having a busy, full to the max schedule, and I was so tired when I woke up. And I always pray to God, please God, give me your supernatural strength because I need that today. And I also thanked Him in advance. That morning, I said, thank you, God, in advance for being with me all throughout the day and giving me your strength. And sure enough, He was with me throughout the day. And at the end of the day, I praised and glorified Him. So I hope today's words may encourage you today to just take care of yourself because you're worth it. And we need you, the people need you all around you, and we want the best of you, not just a little portion or just a measly part of you, but the best part of you. So take care. God bless. I'll see you next week. Please subscribe to Lisa Cho YouTube channel. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.